Good evening, welcome to this week's edition of CopaLoadofRacing. We're just a few days away now from the start of the Cheltenham Festival, which will get underway on Tuesday, with an exciting 4 days ahead of us. But prior to that, there's a few race meetings to look at tomorrow. Ayr have a meeting on tomorrow, one of their rare Saturday meetings during the winter. And it's going to be pretty testing conditions, I would think, at Ayr tomorrow. It's been raining all day up here, and I know the ground was soft prior to today, so if there's much more rain, then it's going to be pretty testing down there for their card. So I'll look at one race at Ayr, I'll look at one race at Sandown. It's Imperial Cup day there, and that's a race I'll have a tip for you in. And going to look at 3 races at Wolverhampton. It's Lincoln Trial Day. Yep, Lincoln, it's March, so by then a few weeks time it'll be the start of the turf flat season with that Lincoln meeting at Doncaster. But a lot of jump stuff to take care of before of that, of course, and then it kind of takes a wee bit of a break, of course, and then we get the Grand National. Looking ahead to Cheltenham, we have one of the anti-post tips that I gave was relegate for the Albert Bartlett. It now looks that horse won't run in that race now. It looks like it will miss the festival completely. She'll not take her place, it seems, but still pretty positive that Bellshill should run really well in the Gold Cup. But we'll come to Cheltenham in a wee bit of time. Sorry, dog here is trying to eat my paperwork. But what we're going to do is first of all look at that Imperial Cup at Sandown. It's the Matchbook Imperial Cup Matchbook Imperial Cup Handicap Hurdle. This Grade 3 contest just shy of 2 miles. Now there are 16 runners at the moment, which is good for place if you're looking for a bit of each way value there. The horse that I'm looking at the moment, currently trading around about 7 to 1, is Nicky Henderson's horse Dream du Grand Val, a French import this, with a little bit of class about it, I think. It has won its last 2 affairs, one up at Kelso and Moor Battle Day in a novice hurdle there, and one at Fontwell about 2 or 3 weeks prior to that. So it's stepping up into this competitive handicap, that's for sure. As I say, it's been brought over from France since it had an outing at Cheltenham, and its first outing in a pretty testing handicap there, and ran reasonably well. So I'm pretty hopeful this is progressing in the right way. One in soft ground at Fontwell, it's currently soft ground at Sandown, so I think it has a real good chance there. So that's Dream du Grand Val. And each way value in this race, a horse coming off a bit of a long absence. In fact, the last time we seen it was when it disappointed in the Supreme, and that's Kim Bailey's horse First Flow. It's a classy enough sort. Was going into that Cheltenham Festival last year with a lot of hope and promise, but as I say, disappointed in the Supreme. So it's had this long layoff now. Be interesting to see how well it comes back, in this race. But it has, Kim Bailey must think highly enough of it to throw it into the Imperial Cup there. So for an each way price, First Flow there. Right, heading to Ayr. The race I'm going to look at there, by the way, that Imperial Cup is off at 2:25. The race I'm going to look at Ayr, if you're off there tomorrow, there'll be tickets available on the gates if you fancy popping down. 2.5 mile handicap hurdle, this Class 3 Caledonia Best Handicap Hurdle. Decent enough prize up for grabs here. And the horse I'm going to go for here is David Willens and Callum Williams. Pair up here, bit of family here. Eternally Yours, I'm going to go for. One last time out at Newcastle, and ran reasonably well time before that at Ayr. And was expected to win that race down at Newcastle just prior to Christmas, should I say. But that was on soft ground. Performs well when it's tough going at the likes of Ayr and Sedgefield, when it can get into a bit of a bog, and this horse can see it out there. So that will go for Eternally Yours there. Right, moving on to Wolverhampton, we're going to look at 3 races here. Starting off with the sunracing.co.uk Lincoln Trial Handicap at 2:05. Horse I'll pick out here is Richard Hannon's horse. Tom Marquand takes a ride. It's Wahash here. Some of the horses in this race are coming off the back of a long layoff. I've not seen them since the turf season, and this is case in point here for Wahash, who we last seen back at York in July when he disappointed in a handicap there. But he's stepping up in trip here, making his debut on Tapita, but he's the type of horse that, coming off a long way off, can run well, and that's my thinking here in this race, because I do think it's got a bit of class. Well bred, this horse, as you would expect in the Richard Hannon stable. So Wahash there in the Lincoln Trial in that one. Moving on to the listed race at Wolverhampton tomorrow, the 3:15, the sunracing.co.uk Lady Wolfruna Stakes. It's a listed, as I say, contest over 7 furlongs, and there's another horse that's coming off a long layoff that I think I like. This horse, I think it's again, it's well bred, got a lot of class about it. It's Mark Johnson's Card Sharp, who has ran in really good company down the years in group racing, for example. I thought it ran reasonably well when we last seen it in October at Ascot. In a handicap there, and I just think Mark Johnson thinks highly of this horse, and Joe Fanning takes a ride. Be interesting to see if he just pops it out the gates and gets it into the lead and try and take it from the front, as a lot of the times Joe Fanning tries to do with Mark Johnson horse. It's not a given, obviously, that will be the case, but it'll be interesting to see that. But I think Card Sharp, it's currently 91, so maybe an each way tip there, and the same going in terms of each way for the 4:25 at Wolverhampton, the Betway Heed Your Hunch handicap over 6 furlongs. A horse that I seen win at Hamilton last season under Paul Hannigan. Sorry, it was Sebastian Woods that won it that day at Hamilton. I think it was the Scottish Stewards Cup. Anyway, that was the last time it won, this horse. It's of course George Bowen, and you know, he's made the usual trips to the likes of Ayr and then in York's competitive handicaps. He's a regular there. But I think at a bigger price here, around about, what price is here? Around about 12 to 1, you could get him. I think each way, George Bowen, Paul Hannigan takes a ride tomorrow. I think he could run very well, because he did run well back, if I remember, it was at the consolation race for the Stewards Cup at Goodwood. He ran a really good race there. So, you know, George Bowen, I think, could put in a good account. Again, another horse coming off a layoff, but I think Richard Fahey must feel that he has the class to do that. Right, so that's tomorrow's racing taken care of in that respect. As I say, Cheltenham is on the horizon, and we look forward to that greatly. So in terms of a preview, I'm still finalising plans at the moment to do a preview, or a Cheltenham preview, looking at the vast majority of the races at Cheltenham, the novice hurdles and chases, and also the big championship races. Hope to have a few people involved in the preview as well. Current plans is to try and get it done on Sunday, and then we'll get it up on the vlog by Monday night at the latest. So I'll keep you up to date via Twitter on that one, but at the moment we should have it live, as I say, by Monday night. But if you're getting yourself, maybe you want to get that pot increased for your Cheltenham betting, then let's hope Sandown, Ayr and Wolverhampton prove profitable for us tomorrow. Enjoy your racing. CopaLoad of Racing.